who you are and why you exist. Welcome back to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers. This episode is live and unscripted because I'm communicating directly with universal beings and the Creator to bring you the truth of who you are and why you exist. Today is part 26 of the story of creation. Let's see who we're going to be learning from today. Now, they did share with us at the end of part 25 that today would be about soul communication, which is awesome. And it's actually really cool because the first stream of angelics are coming in for this because they're the universal beings who created matter, right? So they created the opportunity for physical existence in the first place. And so that aspect of existence combined with the vibration of the universal energy of truth, okay, are what allow communication to occur. Okay. And what I mean by communication, okay, is communication is, okay. So if you think of beings as one particular vibration, that it's like a vibration that is attracted to each other. So it stays in a particular location, if you will. It's not exactly accurate, but it's the closest we're going to get with our mental understanding at this point. Okay. And so communication is a different vibration. It's the lines of energy, if you will, lines, right? So it's a unique frequency and vibration that goes between the beings. Okay. Now, beings are not only humans, not only ETs or all of those things, beings are also any conscious beings. Now, this is going to maybe stretch your brain a little bit here because conscious beings are anything from air, water, right? The elements are 100% conscious beings, even rocks. And I know that that's hard for a lot of people to comprehend. But remember, rocks are created from minerals of the earth. Minerals have unique vibrations. So that's ultimately, if you wanted to communicate with a rock, most people are like, oh, you're dumb as a rock. Or, there's these silly comments that have trained us to ignore these potentials within us. Okay. And it's really important that you understand, and this is what the angelics want to communicate so well today. And the Creator is very much here because, he is the one who created the basic 9 fundamental energies, truth being one of them. And so it's understanding that your power of learning comes through communication, right? Every bit of experience, right? So experience is you receiving energy. So those vibrations that travel between, beings, and they also travel between experiences. They travel between relationships. They travel between anything in existence. And so that is how humans were meant to learn, which is really cool. So if you wanted to, let's give an example, you wanted to go back and learn about dinosaurs. We're not meant to pick up a book from a bunch of people who have dug up bones and who have researched the minerals in the land and all of that. That's great. That is great. Don't get me wrong. It is fine. But you were created to access the full picture of every single thing in existence in any moment you choose. How? Because the experiences when the dinosaurs were here are vibrational. And any single experience where energy has been exchanged is written in the history of the universe. It doesn't need to be stored in a library or under lock and key. It exists within the vastness of the vibration of existence itself. It's never hidden. All you have to do is set your intention on it. This is how we have books, movies, entertainment, if you will, that sparks parts of us to go, yeah, there's magic here. I love that. Or there's energy here, and that's so cool. And they have superpowers, and you're drawn to it. Why? Because those vibrations are familiar to you. Okay? Again, remember, they're taking the awareness of us, giving us about 90%, and then that last 5%, 90, 95, and then the last 5 to 10%, they're manipulating. So here it is. We have to actually think for a minute and go, all of these people have these visions and awarenesses, and then it becomes blockbuster movies and, best-selling novels. It doesn't happen for no reason. Those storylines and the inspirations for them in these mythical, I use that word very loosely, mythical beings, right? Where do you think they come from? They don't come from someone's mind. They come from the energy of the universe and the history of your soul. That's where it's all coming from. It's not mythical. It's only mythical because someone somewhere decided to label it because they wanted to make sure we forgot. That we not only forgot, but whenever someone pontificated or, suggested maybe this could be fact, they could ensure it was just imagination. So that's where we're going to start with the communication. Why? Because most people think it's just their imagination running away with them. But your soul is talking to you all the time. And I bet you there's more than one time in your life where someone said, oh, your imagination got the best of you. Why? Because you followed what your soul said and you chose to share it with someone else because it hit you. That information, that experience hit your heart in a way that changed you. It inspired you. It inspired you. And this is the most important aspect of soul communication, is that it inspires you to fulfill your reason for existing. This is why we question everything. This is why we are unsettled in a 9-to-5 job. It's why we are frustrated when we can't do the things we want because we have to stay here and work, because we've been trained to be locked into this pattern of needing to pay our bills because these are all the things that we now are prisoner to, if you will. And prisoner is every loan you've ever taken out, whether it's your car, your home, your school, whatever it is. Those are the things that you're prisoner to. And yet we've been taught that they're privileges. And this is how we feed our fears and how we build more fear, is every single time we take a commitment that is not from our soul, we imprison our potential and we imprison our inspiration. So today, your soul wants you to know one thing. Your soul wants you to know that you're here for a reason. And that reason is so significant that it propelled you to come here into the physical existence during a time of the most unrest in the history of humankind, billions of years old. And your soul chose for you to come here now. That's how important you being here is. The humans that are on the earth, the 8 billion people that are in current carnation, is less than 3% of the human souls in existence. So you are one of less than 3% who willingly chose to come and help and facilitate and potentially lead the resurrection of humanity. Just feel that for a minute. That's how important you are. So every time you want to judge yourself, you want to feel frustrated, you want to feel sorry for yourself, they want you to remember that you're a leader, that you shine, that you're meant to not only be here, but you're meant to heal and transform the human experience. How are you going to do that? There's only one way to do it. One way. You have to open the lines of communication with your soul, because that is where you're going to get your information. It's where you're going to get your inspiration. It's where you're going to get your courage. It's where you access truth and purity and joy and love and compassion and respect. All of it. And balance and movement and illumination. And here's the thing. When you allow yourself to communicate with your soul in the exact same relaxed manner that you communicate with verbally in this physical world, you will become unstoppable. Your ability to change the world will stop at nothing, nothing, until you fulfill your mission, the mission of your soul. That's why you're here. Now, if you don't understand soul missions, I highly encourage you to go back, start at part 1 of the story of creation, and come to here and really understand it. And even if you've been with us and you've been following along, go back now and start again with this awareness. And remember what they said about coming here in soul missions. Remember what the reason for your existence is. Why were humans created? Because now all the pieces are like the puzzle just came together. And what happens when a puzzle comes together? You can see the whole picture. And when you can see all the parts of you, and you can allow that energy to come together. Remember, we just talked about how all these different beings, right, are energetic. And when you allow yourself to have awareness of all the energetic pieces of your history, what happens is they come together and create an energy so powerful, you can change the world. So today, we're going to give you an experience and the opportunity to communicate with your soul. If you don't get it, don't worry and don't get frustrated, because getting frustrated is the most detrimental thing you could do. It's the most dangerous, okay? Because again, we've talked about this, right? Intention becomes energy, becomes experience. Set your intention high, that your intention is to communicate directly with your soul, to access the wisdom that your soul holds and carries. But more importantly, when you nail this, you're then going to be able to access the universal wisdom that your soul has access to. That's the goal. That's how I do what I do. That's where all this information comes from, is from my ability to be a full expression of my soul 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I no longer doubt anything about my energy and instincts. And that's what allows universal awareness to come through. And then I had to learn it all again on a whole new universal level, which is brilliant and it's beautiful. But today, when you're starting, okay, so we're going to go with the soul. And they want you to not, the tricky thing with soul communication, with anything really, is when you want something, our human nature is to want to reach out, grab it, smother it, and drag it towards us, and then hold it so tight that it doesn't get away from us. We're going to squeeze the life out of it. That's not how soul communication works, okay? Soul communication is woven into the DNA of your existence and the energetic RNA of your existence. What does that mean? That means no one can ever take this away from you. The only way that it can seem like it's taken away is because someone makes you believe you can't do it. That's it. It is your universal right to participate. Okay? So if you don't nail it today, don't worry about it. Allow yourself to relax because it's trusting. It's trusting that you know it's going to happen because now you've set your intention on it. Okay? So again, if you want to learn more about the universal energies of truth and trust, I highly suggest Believe because it has all the details of all of them. Okay? Again, it's the story of how your soul was created and the vibration that all the vibrations, the universal vibrations that went into the creation of you. So for our soul communication, we're going to just take a few breaths, okay? I want you to realize and understand this is not a meditative state. Meditation is led with your mind, okay? This is really important. Soul communication is through energy. So you're going to be learning how to understand frequency and vibration. That's what, when I was talking about the energy of beings and how it's sort of together, it's like there's a center. It's like how our universe is with the planets, right? And how they rotate and all that. And each being has a similar setup in the fact that all the energy circles around and it stays in one place. And then communication moves between the two. Experience, okay, so let's say right today, right, we're having a conversation. Even though you may not be here live, okay, you may be watching this 5 years from now, and you may be listening to it. We are in communication, which means the vibration that I am holding, okay, is being offered to you and you're choosing to receive it, okay? And so we are creating a universal experience. So that is that different type of frequency. But here's the cool thing is it will never cease to exist. So anytime you want to go back to this moment, you can go back to it, to check it, to access it, to go, oh yeah, I remember when I did this, right? You know, when you have those random thoughts that seem like you think about someone or you think about an experience you had randomly, I can tell you, nothing is random. Those experiences are wherever your energy is, whatever your energy needs to hear, feel, experience in that moment. Those random thoughts and experiences, those memories, if you will, and dreams happen because you're meant to have that experience now. Okay? This is, soul communication is it's everything. And everything is in it. I mean, honestly, we could do a 3-year exploration of just this. Okay. But right now, this is where we are. This is where we're starting with. I'm actually doing a masterclass to help people go even deeper into this. It's called Reclaim because it is reclaiming our highest power. Your highest power is your ability to communicate. And then I'm actually offering a 9-month program for those who want to become masters, like reclaim that mastership in soul communication and universal communication. And so this actually episode will air after the masterclass starts, but you can absolutely go and join. It's at michellevickers.com, and the information will all be on the website. So when we're in communication, we're doing two things at the same time, okay? We're broadcasting a vibration and we're receiving. So I want you to start to think of yourself as a satellite, right? Like a satellite dish, if you will, okay? You know, those old school massive ones that before we had all this internet, we had these massive, right? And if you're new and you're not familiar with that, just look them up. It's all good. So ultimately, what this satellite is doing, okay, is you're choosing where to direct the satellite in the general direction. This is really important, okay? Why general? Because general holds the energy of trust. It's this recognition that I know the information I need is out there. It's in this general direction. And if I set the intention, it's going to come to me, right? The human mind is like, well, it needs to be at this degrees latitude and longitude. And if I don't nail it, it's going to be completely wrong and I'm not going to get what I need, right? That's all the doubts. Why? Because we've been taught to think like that. Why? Because then we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our instincts. There's so many layers to the levels of manipulation that we have endured, okay? So if you set an intention to have just today, start with setting the intention to have your soul say hello or hi to you. That's it. That's all you want them to say, okay? And so here's the thing. Your satellite is not like you're directing it, right? To where the general direction is. And then through the satellite, you're setting the intention. Soul, can you say hi to me? That's how simple it is. Don't be all dramatic. Don't worry about the words, because it's the energy of your intention that is going to bring the experience to you. Okay? And then allow yourself to receive the answer. 9 out of 10 times, it is going to be instantaneous. However, if your soul decides that it has a sense of humor and it wants to wait 15, 20 seconds, maybe even 30, you know, it may be like, hello, right? It may have some silly, but again, it's relaxing and recognizing that your soul is going to show up in its own vibration, which is really unique. And it's also very foreign to the human concept of being, because we all think we're trying to be unique, and we are unique, but we are following the herd. Okay. And this is going to really show you the differences in that. Oh boy, the energy just went skyrocketing. I hope the camera does not break like it did in the last episode. It burned out. Okay. So it's allowing your soul to speak to you. This is going to be the most challenging part of all of it, because your brain is going to want to shoot it down, is going to want to doubt, and is going to want to deny what you're feeling. Okay? Remember, energy is feeling, has nothing to do with your emotions. Your emotions are going to be the ones that say, oh boy, is this really happening? Did that really just happen? Oh, I don't think so. Maybe I just made that up. That's emotions. Feelings are energy. It is the energy that is flowing. Remember, you're the satellite. It's flowing to you because you asked for it to come to you. Okay? It's allowing yourself to receive the communication purely. Again, if you want to learn more about purity, look it up and believe, because This is important. Okay, purity is about not filtering anything that's coming in or out. Now, just take a minute, take a few deep breaths, give it a shot. And if you've done this before, or your soul's already said hi, then ask another question. Ask something about what you want to know about what's going on in your life right now and see what your soul comes back with. I'm going to hold space for you. Just give it a shot and resist the urge to control the answer. And more importantly, don't control your fear and don't control your discomfort, okay? Allow yourself to release anything that your mind has to say about this and just receive the energy. Because here's the thing, even if your mind doesn't nail it, your vibration is getting it. It's getting the confirmation it needs. It's getting the experience it needs to make you stronger, to make you more courageous, and to inspire you to keep going in spite of what your brain wants to tell you right now. Because it's just your brain that's going to doubt. And it's just doubting because of all the things in your past, the things you've heard, thought, said, read, all of it. Okay, so take a deep breath and just relax. Let your body soften. Just allow your soul to say hello. And maybe for my soul, it doesn't say it in words. It's like an energy that rushes into the center of my chest. It feels like the sun just showed up in the center of my chest. It feels different for everybody. And every day mine feels a little bit different. The more conscious I become, the higher vibrations I feel, the different sensations. So this is about your exploration. Maybe you feel it in your toes. Maybe you feel it on the outside of your skin rather than the inside of your chest. Maybe it's in your head. Maybe you see the letters or the words behind your closed eyes. Maybe you hear the voice. It all comes in different ways. And here's the other thing is, when you get it, don't go, oh, that's how I do it. Because I'll tell you, all of those things I just listed, I do all of them. It comes depending on who I'm talking about and what we're talking about. The messages are always unique to the situation, not to the beings. And that's why humans are not meant to have labels, because it confuses us. It confuses us into thinking, oh, this is how I do it, right? Like this is how, this person has their coffee in the morning. So they'll never have it a different way because this is how they do it. There's a label. This is how they only get it through vibration. They only get it through words. They only get it through pictures. Don't do that. You have the ability and the capacity to do all of it. There is zero limits. Every single human in existence was born to do this. Okay, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'm excited to hear. And next time, we're going to go to the next level. Thanks so much for being here. And if you give us a like or a subscribe or a follow, you'll be able to get more information. You'll be able to hear every single time a new episode is released. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers. If you're one of the select few who felt the depth and energy of universal wisdom in this episode, I invite you to join our private community, the Authentic Human Collective, where episodes are recorded live and the conversation and exploration go far beyond what the public is ready to hear. Find all the details at michellevickers.com.